Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkey with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:52 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, June 15, 2020. So looking back at Friday's session, we really didn't get anything going after the bell, right? We tested the overnight high, we tested the overnight low, basically, and just ended up mid-range for the Russell. Uh, got back into range for all the indexes, to be honest with you. So kind of just inside of Globex on Friday. Nothing really going on as far as continuation or blah 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 blah. So looking at this swing high from Friday on the ES, that's what I was watching in the overnight session last night. And before we get into that, just looking at the equity sheet that I put out for the people that want it. You have retail sales at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and then Powell's going to be on the mic several times this week. He's going to be on the mic on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Friday, and then we're going to have a couple other things in between there. As far as earnings, watch Carnival Cruise Line since it's one of the Momo trades right now. So this ought to be interesting later this week. That's going to be Thursday before the bell, since that's one of the barstool stocks. So as we come back into looking at the overnight session, 74 points overnight. Right, we've come down. We made some good new lows down at S2, come back up. But if you zoom in here and you really look, the traders haven't really gotten anything, right, since about 2 a.m. They're just coming up, and they've been consolidating basically between 29.55 and we can call it 75. So around a 20-point range, and you can see the effort to hold it under Friday's low of the day. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, 3 hours basically with a couple of flips over in there. So, in a 4-hour time period. So, I don't think that's going to hold after the bell, to be honest with you. I think we come up and we test value area high, and there's always a high probability of testing the point of control. Then we'll see, how it shakes out. So that's going to be above the overnight high. We currently have 622,000 contracts, basically net short overnight. You could argue from 2 a.m. Eastern time they're possibly long. Looking at all the indexes, you can see back into Friday's range, just below Friday's range, and we already said the ES was below Friday's range. You can see that they all made lower lows, coming out last week. But these points of control, even though there wasn't much volume in the current contract, are likely to be traded in this session, and we'll see, what happens. So we won't even get into sequences. I'll let Jack cover those. So as I look at long-term support and resistance, just basically from contract to contract, we got down to this 29.21-ish level. I don't have major resistance or support until we get down to 28.81, basically, and that's probably going to be closer to 28.71 now. So looking at the NASDAQ, same thing, just coming down here. And again, I don't have anything major until about 92.50 if these current lows don't hold. So keep that in mind. Looking at the Russell, I'm not even going to go over resistance and upside at this point in time. We're just looking for targets on failures until we get out of this. We'll start with the Dow next. So again, for the Dow, probably around 24,000 is the next level of support under these lows for the day or for this week. And then for the Russell, probably right around 1290, give or take, would be, right where I'm looking at for if these legs don't hold. But again, I'm looking for a retest a little bit higher, And you could probably look at those last legs down and just draw a fib on that last measured move and watch that halfway back for, bias lines. Looking at the, all the indexes again, most of these contracts, high volume overnight, most of them are trapped short, and, very little time and energy was spent near these lows and you repelled off of them. So the current draw does have lower targets. I just don't think it's going to hold, and I'll let Jack show you what he's looking for sequences. So I'm looking for a test back into Friday's value area, at least touching value area low on all these indexes. Then we'll see where we go from there during the day. But look for these overnight highs and lows to be important. Getting back over those overnight highs, right? Coming back through them to the downside, that's where you could look for a short range. I'll put out for the members today the overnight ranges for the ES as far as where value and the point of control is, and it's quite possible that we just get stuck in that Globex value area today. So, and I'll also throw that out on Twitter. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.